Good morning, y'all. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope that everybody's doing well and swell. Let me see. Good morning to Tuddy. Good morning to Tracy. Good morning to Dr. Soapy. Good morning to everybody. Y'all, this morning I got up and for the first time ever, I used the iced coffee feature on my Keurig. And I must say that it came out pretty good. I was a little worried about making my own iced coffee at home, but y'all know I got my ice maker that I've been telling y'all about. And with my ice maker, I can just make ice nuggets or ice chips um at the tip of my fingertips. And so I was like, oh, let me just try to do me an iced coffee. And I think my iced coffee right now this morning tastes better than Starbucks. I might have to get into business. Good morning, Bernice. Y'all, I will say that the last couple of days, the streets kind of been I kind of want to say the streets done been dry. Everything has been everything has been about the Lemonets, y'all. They done had a couple of Lemonette town halls that done happened the last 2 nights in a row. The first one I had to avoid like the plague in order to protect my energy. Cause it was at the main witch's channel. Then the town hall last night though, for the Lemonettes, I caught a little bit of it late last night. It was at Envy's. I find it interesting that nobody is noticing that lemons. How do I want to put it? First off, I don't know why Lemon didn't go live the last couple of last night, but instead Envy did it. It's almost like they bring in their Discord brawls and their Discord chaos to the public. Good morning, Just Lovely. They bring in the Discord chaos to the public for all of us to see. And I have to say it is a hot mess. It's a hot mess. At least based on what I gathered from looking at Envy's or a little bit of Envy's, because y'all, when I tell you Envy milked that last night, y'all, Envy had to been live for about 6 or 7 hours. 6 or 7 hours. And I'm like, does he ever be live this long? But when he saw them numbers up in there, easily about 200 or 300 people up in there, y'all, it's almost like he stayed on there for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours to milk it. That's the same thing that I saw that happened too on Wednesday night, over there with the head witch. With the head witch, when the head witch did her live, y'all, I think that one lasted for hours and hours and hours. It made me go back to thinking about what Dragon said about how the energy is being sucked off Lemon in order to enhance other people's channels, in order to grow other people's channels. um I am seeing channel growth around Lemon when it comes to like the Lemonets and then like Envy, but the head witch is the one that be putting spells and stuff on people. Dragons had fought her the other night. Dragons was over there fighting her in the fight against good and evil. I spoke about it. I spoke about it in my last Get Ready With Me Wednesday morning about the fight between good and evil, where dragons had to get out there and fight for the right for dragons had to fight on the side of right and on the side of righteousness. That's the main witch, the head witch. Because one thing that I'm noticing, Tracy, is that it seems like the Lemonets is a coven. It's a coven. What's good, Easy Money? Good morning. It's a coven because it seemed like pretty much most of them over there dabble in some type of dare I say witchcraft? Not necessarily all of them devil into the black magic, but the witchcraft. It's just one observation that I noticed. But so on Envy's, what I did catch, y'all, Beans and Cornbread is still going at it with several of the other Lemonettes. She is still getting into it with many of them. I think that her and Lemon were able to make peace. And one thing that I did find out, y'all, is that Beans and Cornbread had a son once upon a time. I don't know how many kids she had in total, but I did hear them discuss that she had a son. And unfortunately, the son was unalived, y'all. Good morning, Voodoo. Unfortunately, the son was unalived. And based on what I heard them saying over there, the son, Beans and Cornbread's son was unalived in a similar way that Lemon said his brother was unalived. So you can get my drift about how that happened. Like it, based on me listening to them talk about it, it seemed like it was the exact same way when it comes to gun violence. Now, I guess in the Discord, they was getting really comfy cozy with each other, y'all, to where they was like sharing real life experiences and real life information with each other. And this is how this got out about Beans and Cornbread's son. But now with that piece of information, good morning, CMAC TV and Angie. With that piece of information, y'all, it makes a little bit more sense to me. Good morning, RJ. And shout out to you, RJ, over there. Had got little buckwheat right on together. RJ was over there getting buckwheat right on together in Pettyville. I was proud of her. I said, look at RJ doing her thing. Yeah, Tutty. Tutty said, condolences on Beans and Cornbread loss. Yes, because what I'm thinking now, y'all, is the reason why she has comfy cozy up to Lemon the way that we've seen. Gotta be because he remind her of the son that she lost. Gotta be. Because at first, their dynamic and relationship on YouTube, I couldn't understand it for the life of me. I thought that it was a bit much. I thought that it was a bit unbalanced. And I couldn't understand how Beans and Cornbread was like fussing at Lori, telling Lori that she needs to have this blind loyalty, never turn her back on Lemon, always be loyal to Lemon, XYZ. She even said she loved Lemon. Like Beans and Cornbread had said she loves Lemon. And I couldn't understand anybody to have that type of strong emotion until I heard that over there. So it seems that with that type of information coming out, when they were fighting the Discord, y'all, I guess they would use that type of information against each other. Also, I found out, yeah, y'all. Also, I found out that the girl Sharika Chicago. Now, Sharika last night was primarily surrounding Sharika. Which is strange because I can't believe that Sharika is such an integral part of the Lemonette saga so soon. Now, Sharika Chicago is originally an Intel. If I'm not mistaken, Pizarro said Sharika used to be over there with the Intels. And Sharika, I guess, according to what Sharika said last night on Envy, she joined the Discord in February. So Sharika only got in the Discord with all of them in February. And she said right away she started noticing shiesty stuff going on. She said, but because she was new in the Discord and really didn't understand the dynamic of things, she said she was quiet about a lot of the stuff that she saw. For instance, she said that she noticed a few of the head honchos in the Discord being shady and talking about Lemon behind his back. Because Lemon was rarely in the Discord, for the most part, Lemon would never see these things, this stuff being talked about him behind his back. When she said that, though, I believed it. I could believe it because I'm telling y'all, when I was up in the Discord last fall, He was never there. Like when I was telling y'all how we was trying to plan the Halloween competition that we did on his channel, and how he wasn't there. Everybody was left up in there doing all the work, and he wasn't there to really to give guidance or anything. Like people was just left doing all the work without him, and he wouldn't respond to people's messages. People would try to call him on the Discord. He wouldn't respond to the calls. He just wasn't responding at all. So the fact that Sharika is saying that when she joined in February that he was rarely there and they was talking about him behind his back, I believe it. One of the main gripes that I heard One of the main gripes that I heard them say was that the Discord being public was almost too public, because Lemon was just freely letting people up in there, whereas the main Lemonets didn't want it to be a public Discord. They preferred to have it a little bit more private because, like I said, they were sharing personal stories and different things with each other. This is what caused them to start making these secondary Discords. Lemon's Discord was almost being too public for them, so they branched off making a secondary Discord so that they could have more intimacy and privacy away from all the Lemon's people. This is how come I guess Beans and Cornbread made her Discord. Based on what I heard Sharika say last night, somebody else made a Discord, y'all. So it was a couple of like little side Discords happening. Sharika said primarily in them side Discords, though, that's where the people really were up in there saying their true feelings about Lemon. And when I say the people, she specifically said Beans and Cornbread, Mercedes Benz, and Two Peas. So the three main ones that's always around Lemon and going to bat for Lemon. I guess in these other Discords they would talk about him behind his back. Sharika said that she got uncomfortable seeing how two-faced they were back on the other Discords, because in these Discords they would vent they actual true feelings about Lemon, and then turn around and come into Lemon's regular Discord as if nothing even happened. They would speak negatively about him, about his lack of participation up in the Discord, about how they always have to manage it and do everything themselves, about how he leave it open for all the people and his ops are getting up in there, XYZ. Sharika said that it got uncomfortable with her where one of the Discords she ended up deleting immediately. Now she did say that. Now one thing that Sharika also said, I'm telling you, y'all, their personal information was just coming out last night. If I'm not mistaken, Sharika's mama passed away, y'all. Sharika's mama passed away, and she asked Beans and Cornbread to be a mentor for her. Now, I don't know why she would want to ask Beans and Cornbread to be a mentor, because it's like, mentor you about what? But she was saying that she just wanted a YouTube mentor. But to me, y'all, when I kept hearing her talk about the mentor this and mentor that, how can Beans and Cornbread mentor her about YouTube when Beans and Cornbread ain't even a content creator? How can Beans and Cornbread mentor her when she's not even a content creator? In my opinion, I honestly feel like Sharika was looking for a mother figure in Beans and Cornbread. The more that I listen to this whole mentor situation, when Beans really don't know too much about YouTube or being a content creator to mentor her, to me it just sounds like she wanted a mother figure up in that Discord. Ain't that interesting, y'all? So Beans and Cornbread initially said that she would be a mother figure, or not a mother figure, but a mentor. She said that she would be a mentor. Yeah, she is sick as well, Blue. Oh, that's another thing. Also, what I found out is that, yeah, Sharika is sick. She has something going on with her liver, and if I'm not mistaken, she done had a liver transplant, or she might be on the wait list for one, something like that. So Beans and Cornbread had agreed to be the mentor for Sharika, But this is where the problem came, y'all. The problem came because Beans and Cornbread gave a stipulation that the only way that she would be the mentor for Sharika Chicago is if Sharika stop dealing with Pizarro, don't go to Pizarro channel or her panel. Beans was trying to put limitations on where Sharika could frequent on YouTube. Now, again, y'all remember, I just started this off letting y'all know that Sharika is an intel. Pizarro said that many times. Sharika started off over there with the intels and Pizarro now. So imagine now that Sharika is trying to have a mentor in Beans and Cornbread, and Beans and Cornbread is telling Sharika that she can't go over there to the intels no more. She can't go to the intels. She could only be with Lemon and the Lemonets. She didn't really want Sharika over there with Nest. But now that Lemon and Nest done started back getting cool again, I guess she okay with Sharika going to Nest's. But when Beans tried to put that type of stipulation on Sharika, Sharika wasn't going for it because Sharika's like, I'm grown, I should be able to go wherever I want to go. And Sharika did say that she is 30 years old, y'all. So there's that. So Sharika is 30. I believe that she was trying to look towards Beans as a mother figure, which is why we know about her being sick with her liver. Because this is the messed up part. I guess up in these side discords, y'all, they was, like I said, they was sharing personal information with each other. This is how come we know about Beans having a son who might that she lost, if I'm not mistaken, through some type of pow violence. And then Sharika being sick with her liver, and Sharika having lost her mother. So they shared this type of personal information with each other. However, once they started clashing out here to the forefront, this information trickled out. Sharika is really, really mad because she feels betrayed by Beans and Cornbread, because she believes that Beans and Cornbread brought her liver issue out here to public YouTube. She feels betrayed in that way because she was like, well, if I told you about me being sick with my liver and me having these issues with my liver, why would you bring it out here to YouTube for everybody in the public? So then by that point, then I think Sharika said something about the son of Beans and Cornbread. This is how come this is out. So all of this personal information that they shared up in there, they done brought out here to be fighting each other with. What else? What else did I hear from them, y'all? Girl, it was just so much, so convoluted, y'all. You hear me? So convoluted. But Sharika didn't feel, she felt like Beans was trying to control her. And she also felt that Beans was being two-faced and fake and phony with Lemon. Sharika did say that her first time entering the Discord was actually the night that the fallout happened with Nurse K and let's be honest. Sharika said it was in February, and it was during that time where the whole fallout happened with them. And she said she kind of just sat back and observed everything. People was questioning her and saying, well, if you see all these people talking behind Lemon's back, why you never told Lemon about it? Sharika said she didn't tell Lemon about it because she was new around there. She said she didn't know the dynamics between them people or what type of relationships them people had. For that reason, she said that she didn't feel like it was her place to be up in there telling Lemon. Not to mention, I would think that as the new person, you ain't trying to be the one coming up in there and then bringing Lemon bad news about the people that's already been in there. Good morning, Dreamy Jeannie. Good morning, everybody. So there is that. So now they got all of this fighting, this infighting going on, all because they revealed these personal secrets to each other. I will say though, I think that YouTube and specifically Lemon's Discord is not the place to be looking for a mother figure. Beans and Cornbread is not the person to be the mother figure. Even Sharika was saying that they was talking bad about and being shady about Laurie behind Laurie's back. About Laurie being too nice. That's the reason why I did hear that argument where Beans and Cornbread got mad at Laurie because Laurie had me and Pizarro on her panel because Beans and Cornbread was saying that Laurie should not allow me and Pizarro to be on the panel at Laurie's. And I'm thinking, how in the world you gonna try to dictate and control Laurie's panel and Laurie's channel? So that happened. It was a whole bunch of fighting over there. Envy's beans and cornbread and Sharika fought, went back and forth. And specifically, Sharika was seething mad because beans and cornbread spoke about her liver issue, but then also accused her of being a drunk over there at Envy's. Now, see, this is the problem that I have with that. If you got a liver issue, can you even drink alcohol, y'all? Like if you done just been on the wait list for a transplant for your liver, or if you just got a liver transplant or whatever, correct me if I'm wrong, but alcohol should be out of the question if you having that type of problem. Alcohol should be completely out of the question. So for Beans to accuse her of being a drunk, I thought that was odd because I'm like, well, that's defeating the purpose. That's defeating the purpose if you ended up getting a new liver. If you ended up getting a new liver, being on the wait list or whatever, then you about to mess up the new liver that you got. And not only that, but a big part of the fight that I heard last night at Envy's, y'all, is Sharika said that she feels that beans and cornbread violated HIPAA. Beans and cornbread is a nurse, y'all. I'm telling you, all their business just came out last night. Beans and cornbread is a nurse. She been a nurse for 35 years. She is licensed. And I don't know if she's an RN or what, but I know that she's licensed and been doing that for 35 years. Sharika feels like, hey, I told you about my liver issue in the privacy and the comfort of a side Discord conversation, only for you to then come out here and publicly throw it in the YouTube streets. Tracy said no, she didn't. She didn't work for her. Well, but I don't know. I would have to try to look up HIPAA stuff because I'm not too sure about it, Tracy. But I do feel like as a medical professional, whether you worked with the person or not, well, Dreamy, she really is a nurse. That's the reason why she be up late at night at Lemons. That also came out. Because she is a nurse, she works nights. And so that's why she is typically at Lemons at night. That's why she is typically in the Discord all night. That's why she is typically doing that. But Sharika feels like that her medical information was put out here by Beans and that there could be an issue with her license as a nurse. Beans is pissed off about it because Beans is feeling like that Sharika is deliberately trying to set her up to get her license messed with or taken away from her, because y'all know how the beef sector be. The beef sector is quick to mess with people's livelihood and stuff like that. So Beans was pissed off about that. Like, don't be trying to set me up, acting like I violated HIPAA when it came to you, because I was just arguing with you. Okay, Dr. Soapy said HIPAA was not violated. Ethically questionable. Okay. And Tracy's saying the same thing because there wasn't a patient. Okay. So that's their biggest point of contention right now. Sharika feel like all of her health information was told to people without her permission. And I guess with Beans being a nurse, maybe she confided in Beans about this because Beans is a nurse. Yeah, I don't know. But so they fighting about that. Beans is worried about her license potentially get messed with because this information that came out here, everything. And believe it or not, y'all, even through that whole thing at Envy's, and I'm telling y'all, Envy was there for about 6 or 7 hours. Lemon didn't show up not one time. Not one time did Lemon show up. Good morning, Angela T. White. So there is that part. Lemonets got a whole bunch of mess going on. I know that Mercedes Benz and 2Ps was mad at Sharika and typing in the chat toward Sharika. I couldn't tell you if they hit that panel because again, it was a 6 or 7 hour live, and I can't watch 6 or 7 hours. I'm just telling y'all what I heard when I peeked in for the amount of time that I did peek in. Laurie said that she had gotten close to Beans. She said that she had gotten close to Beans due to the Discord, and she feel like she loved Beans, and that she didn't want anything to happen between them. But she said that she feel like some type of friction with them about how Beans trying to dictate how she run her panel. Laurie says she should be able to have whoever she want up on her panel. If it's me, if it's Pizarro, whoever she want, Beans should not be able to dictate who she allows. Just Lovely said, I share a medical thing that I get drugs on, but I shouldn't share. Oh, you share medical things that you can get drug on, but you shouldn't share. Good morning, Lee Pepper. Good morning, Robin, moderator. Good morning, everybody. Sophie said that the Discord became toxic. Good morning, Klondike. Yeah, so it's just a lot going on over there. Now I think that Lemon has did more of a tight wrap around the Discord. But even with him kicking people out and stuff, it's still craziness going on. Sharika said that she wouldn't be surprised if Lemon just go ahead and discontinue the Discord altogether and start over. But I'm thinking to myself, how many times he gonna start over? He done started over like 5 times. Lemon done made so many new Discords. And it seemed like because he got a mole and he don't know who the mole is, no matter how many times he start over, as long as the mole is still up in there, then the link to the Discord and all the information is going to be put out here. According to a community wide post comment that I saw, King Roman News said that particular night, I think it was Tuesday night, when they all went to the Discord after Lemon's Live, after the Teleport Tuesday, they had issues with King Roman because King Roman had put screenshots of the Discord on his community wall. King Roman News said Lemon didn't have the issue, but the Lemonets had an issue, or certain Lemonets had an issue. Told him not to share anything out of the Discord on the community wall. But again, King Roman News said that it didn't appear that Lemon had any problem with it. It didn't appear that Lemon was against it at all, which I find it very interesting because, like I said, that Teleport Tuesday, Lemon was cussing out everybody, dragging all these women, blocking people out the chat. I ended up getting blocked out the chat, fussing about the Discord leak and who is the mole and this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, the community wall of King Roman News is right over there with a post of the Discord exchanges. Also, King Kaios is up in the Discord too. And King Kaios will leak something in a minute. Which, speaking of King Kaios is actually pissed off with Ness currently. And he got a backup. I think he got a backup channel where he was posting, leaking stuff out of Ness memberships, y'all. So if you're interested in what Ness done posted negatively about other people up in her members, on her membership community wall, King Kaios has been posting it over there up on his channel. Now, the reason why I titled this Nice Try is because yesterday, Ness was in her fifis because I ended up giving her a flag. That's one thing they can't say. And I think I heard somebody saying that it was a false flag. That flag that Ness got yesterday was not a false flag. That was a legitimate flag because of the language that was being used over there. That was a legitimate flag about the community guidelines being broken. That was a legitimate flag. That's the reason why YouTube took the flag seriously, removed the video. Since that has happened, yesterday Ness was going through stuff from years ago. I posted the receipt showing y'all that she was at a video from 2 years ago trying to mess with it because YouTube sent me an email about it. But they basically was like, well, this person is saying that their privacy might have been violated at this minute mark. You can either edit the video or you could leave it as it is, or you could remove it. I just removed it because, I mean, hell, the video is from 2 years ago. So I just removed it. I emailed YouTube back and I said, hey, I just removed the video. Then this morning, before I came here to y'all, I had another email, y'all, about a video from 2020. Y'all hear me? 2020. She that desperate. To try to get some type of get back. That she, at a video from 2020, a upload that might have been the upload was less than 2 minutes, y'all. And it was an upload of a screenshot of me addressing Phi Babe. Because back in 2020, that was when me and Phi Babe was really, we had just met each other. But then after we met each other in Atlanta, once she went back to Chicago, then that was when her and Bama Girl was trying to come against me on here. And I screenshot my Instagram showing that Phi Babe had been sent me a friend request and a message request years ago. And that screenshot is what I used as the base of my video. And I was addressing the fact of how I just left Phi Babe waiting back there for me to let her come up on my my Instagram. Because I was mad at Phi Babe during that video and I called her a bag of bees and a bag of hoes, then Ness started trying to mess with that one. I guess YouTube is sick of Ness crying to them. So YouTube did send me an email this morning and said, well, we'll go ahead and remove this video, but it doesn't impact their channel. Well, the video is from 2020. So I don't care. And it was about Phi Babe. I don't care. But I'm like, now you trying to be bothering stuff about Phi Babe. You just pressed, ain't you? Oh, and Dr. Soapy, I ain't even being rude. Thank you so much, Dr. Soapy. Thank you so much. I appreciate you contributing to my goal. I wasn't even being rude and not seeing that you had sent this to me, but I had to get that thought out. Easy Money said guidelines are meant to be broken. Guidelines could possibly be meant to be broken, but when you are actually getting paid on this platform, you can't just be breaking the guidelines all willy-nilly. Easy Money said 2020 is when J.Dunn was fired. Yeah, you remember I was out here swinging and banging with the best of them. So yeah, now she just going trying to find anything, old or whatever, but YouTube said, nice try, Ness. Nice try. Now see, what I have learned here in the grand scheme of things, which is one of the reasons why I have to pat myself on the back for being a one-woman show for the most part on my channel, is because now that we are in this battle back and forth, she got to go to videos from 2022 and 2020 and 1993 and all of this trying to find something, simply because I typically, for the most part, being a one-woman show, I typically try to follow the guidelines unless I gotta cuss a bitch out. If I gotta cuss somebody out, then that might be where I'm not really following the guidelines. But for the most part, I'm speaking the way that I should, according to what the guidelines do. This also lets me know some of y'all need to wisen up about this whole open panel mess. Ironically, the video in question that was actually snatched was a part 2 of a video called Open Panel. Long ago were the days where you could just put open panel and let people get up there and say whatever in the hell they want to say on your platform and be an irresponsible channel holder. You can't be an irresponsible channel holder. Nowadays, if you let people up there, you're going to actually have to have some order and you're going to actually have to have some rules. Otherwise, they're going to say whatever they want to say up there and then you can get got. Long ago are the days where you could just let the people get up there, fuss, fight, cuss, and argue for hours at a time while you just sit back and collect an AdSense check. That's not going down no more. So there's that. Now you're actually going to have order. And I find it interesting too, because even when Ness used to come over here, and Lemon, they always say, well, J.Dunn would never let this happen up on her platform. She doesn't let people act this way up on her platform. I sure in the hell don't. And that's why Ness got to go to 2020 and 1933 to find something to try to get me on, because I don't do that. If I have a panel, I expect people to stop all that cussing and fussing and all that boo and mess, because no, don't do that on my stuff. I expect it, and it's good that I have the expectation, because it's actually helping me now, currently. So I recommend that many of these people that do the open panel and just let people get up there and say whatever, you got another thing coming. I think some people got so comfortable to where they thought that, like for instance, the F word that rhymes with maggot. People get so comfortable saying that all the time. And people thought that you could actually say it. I mean, hell, Uppity came and told them that it's okay to say, because people was trying to flag her for that word, and the flag never did go through. That's what Uppity said. So a lot of the times people be relaxed with that word, but no, you can't be saying that. That's considered hate speech. That's considered hate speech towards the LGBTQIA community. When you use the D word that rhymes with bike, that's also considered hate speech towards the community. Essentially, you have to actually have some control when you allow people up there. Now, as far as Pizarro's yesterday, well, actually, let me start at YouTube cameras. So yesterday morning, I had received the email that my flag towards Ness's video had gone through. And I think it was for hate speech and hateful content or something like that. It had went through because it was legit. It wasn't a false one. So I was like, well, since my flag did go through, I said, let me just be quiet and keep my receipt and see how the day goes. That was my thought. Because y'all know, normally whenever I know that something that went through, I will immediately put my receipt up there. I said, but no, I ain't going to put my receipt right now. I want to see how this day play out. Only for me to just be chilling out at YouTube cameras. And that's whenever it came out where Queen 88 got up there saying that she was the one that had did the flag. Then by that point, Shakim jumped up there trying to cuss out Queen 88 about the flag. And then they went back and forth. So then I actually talked to a couple of other content creators on the back end about the flag, if I should go ahead and say that it was me, or if I should just let Queen 88 take the credit. Because I legitimately believe that Queen 88 was just taking the credit for it. And I mean, if she wanted to take the credit, then she could have. The problem came, though, when I got up on Pizarro's yesterday, and I just was typing up in her back chat to let her know what was what about that flag. And before I could even finish typing everything, then somebody paid me down. And that was one thing, too. I didn't even get to convey everything to Pizarro in her back chat yet, but then they paid me down. So I ended up leaving. I guess somebody paid me back up, and Pizarro was like, you could come back, J.Dunn. Hell no. And I'm sick of these content creators. I need y'all to hear the sound of my voice. Once I'm paid down, I'm paid down. Don't be demanding me to come back up. Hell no, bitch. You should have let me stay up there while I was up there. You should have let me stay up there while I was up there minding my business. So yeah, I heard Pizarro like, J.Dunn, you can come back, and I'm like, no, I'm not coming back. But then not only that, one of my supporters sent me 2 cash apps, and each cash app that she sent, she was like, do not go back up there. Do not go back up there. So I didn't go back. Instead, I just went to my community wall to put that out there. And the reason why I went on ahead and put my receipt at that particular time is because I knew I had halfway typed everything in Pizarro's back chat. I didn't know if anybody had seen what I typed in the back chat, or if Pazara was about to reveal what I had typed up in her back chat. So I said, well, let me just go ahead and put my receipts on the community wall. So that way, if Pazara ended up speaking about what I typed up in her back chat, then fine, because I done already put it on my community wall. So that's why I ended up putting my receipts there. Only for then, Queen 88 said she had a receipt. She put her receipt. Now, the one thing that I can say is that the email that I got and that Queen 88 got, they both have the same exact time, which is interesting. The only other thing that I was looking for, though, was if Queen 88 could go up in her studio to see exactly what caused the video to be removed. Because on my side, it showed for hateful content and hate speech. I wanted to know if Queen 88 said hateful content or hate speech or not. So that's why I was trying to ask her to go to her studio to find it, but she didn't even know how to get into the studio to find it. Dreamy said, "Dunn, please don't let them do you like that. It's horrible getting paid down." Dreamy, I honestly didn't even know that they was about to do that. And it lets me know that it was probably somebody. I don't know if it was a Press Nest fan. I don't know who it was. But I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying completely. But so that's what made me go ahead and put my receipt right there. And as y'all can see, it's been right there. Now, some people been speculating that two people been flagging at the same time. And this one thing that I can say too about Billy Goat Raw. Billy Goat Raw. You gonna one day wisen up on doing these replays of people's content like what you did yesterday morning, not realizing that you were about to get got. Because you replayed the same exact content, the same exact fight with the same exact language and verbiage. You replayed it on your channel like an idiot, not even realizing that she had already just got for that content. And now you got it over there up on your channel. I saw you slid it on up in the members trying to protect yourself. But I think you should take heed and realize that that's silly. Maybe you need to stop replaying everybody else's content and play your own content. Make your own content. Because just like hers got taken down, you replayed it over there on yours, and guess what? It could be taken down over there on yours too. Not only that, yesterday you did the same thing with Brianna's content. Before Brianna's content could even be good, Brianna sent you a redirect, and now you over there replaying Brianna's content, not realizing that this heat used the F word that rhymes with maggot over there on Brianna's. Now, I heard it originally when it was said over there on Brianna's. Good morning, Vera Carey. Good morning, everybody. I heard it originally when it was said over there at Brianna's. But me and Brianna ain't got no bad blood, so I look the other way. I act like I ain't even hear it. But you over there playing it, and it was said over there up on your channel. Yes, it was. It was. I don't know why you keep replaying this content without even listening to it to make sure that it matches the community guidelines. I think that's silly of you. And again, I think it makes you a lazy content creator because, again, you sit there and wait for the person to go live. They send you a redirect only for you to replay the exact content that everybody just saw at theirs. I think that's crazy. YouTube is going to buckle down about that because, like I said, that's like double dipping. How in the hell YouTube got to pay you and Brianna for the same exact content? How YouTube got to pay you and Ness for the same exact content? Because Ness been had the content, then you get the redirect only to play the same exact shit over there up on your channel. I have had several chat correspondence and some emails with YouTube about that because I'm propositioning them to make an adjustment to how can I put it? To make an adjustment to their system to combat stuff like that. Because I believe that it's not lucrative for Google and YouTube as a whole to have to pay several different content creators an AdSense check for the same exact content because people being lazy and just getting a redirect and replaying what everybody else just saw 10 minutes ago. So stop being lazy. Protect your channel. That's what I got to say about that. The moral of the story in all of this, y'all, is that you can't be a lazy content creator and you got to be a responsible channel holder. If you're doing open panels, you got to be responsible and have some ground rules. You're going to have to start dropping people down. You're going to have to put your foot down and demand respect up on your platform, which is typically how I run my platform over here whenever I do drop a link and have a panel. If you about to be over talking me or saying something crazy, I'll put your rump down in a minute. Period. I'm not going to sit there and beg and plead you and beg and plead you and beg and plead you and beg and plead you. No, I'm not. I mean, that's already said, don't nobody come over here and watch me. But I found it funny that she was talking about nobody come over here and watch me, but then she was pressed about my AdSense check at the same time. I'm sure now it's plenty of them in the finessers that probably wish that they would have just left me the hell alone, like what they should have done back in February. Y'all, it all started in February when I was just on my Dundada minding my black ass business. And Billy Goat Raw came and messed with my morning show just out the blue. I wasn't even talking about him, but he just messed with it out the blue. And gave me a false copyright strike that I ended up getting reversed, but it took a 10-day process to get it reversed. But I was minding my business then. He thought it was cute to do that. That was shortly after he had did it, all of them strikes to Lemon. And I think it was at that point that they should have had just left me alone and just let me continue to mind my business. Good morning, Tulsa. Good morning, Jinx. Good morning, Kakajor. They should have let me mind my business while I was just doing me, doing my Members Monday, doing my morning show, just minding my business, playing my spades game, minding my business. But they don't like for you to mind your business. They like to poke and prod at you. Even when I'm over there minding my business, they like to poke and prod at me. And then when you poke and prod at me, even back then, I was trying to be nice. Y'all remember, I was saying, look, I'm changed. I was trying to be more gentle and respectful to other people. I was giving people a lot of leeway that I should not have been given at all. But that's because I was trying. But after so much poking and prodding and poking and prodding and poking and prodding, exactly at what point do you feel like I should go ahead and snap back? Good morning, Black Pearl. You come over there and mess with my Dundada channel for no reason at all, and then you don't expect me to go ahead and mess with yours. You crazy. And again, I don't want to hear these sob stories talking about this was a false whatever. No, it wasn't. It was very apparent, all the language that was being used over there. Ain't nothing false about it. Tulsa, I practiced restraint. I did practice restraint, Tulsa. But what's funny is, with me practicing restraint, people wasn't satisfied about me being nice. People wanted to poke until I stopped being nice. People wanted to bother my channel, do all this mess. And now that I'm on this eye for an eye type deal, not people ready to be the victim. It was around midnight where I paid Room Shaker a visit. Room Shaker was live briefly. And I had put Room Shaker on just to tune in. I think I was really just trying to listen to Room Shaker as I fell asleep, y'all. Because I don't like to fall asleep listening to anything where it's a whole bunch of yelling and stuff. And like I said, Envy, they over there at Envy's, they was doing a whole bunch of yelling. Them Lemonets, fussing and cussing and all that. I don't like to hear that when I'm going to sleep. Room Shaker, though, was having a very nice mellow live over there by herself, and then Brooke ended up getting on the panel. They was just having a dialogue back and forth between them two. And so I'm just listening to Room Shaker and Brooke as I'm dozing off. Up until I heard Brooke try to tell her version of why me and Ness fell out. Yeah, I was like halfway asleep and halfway not sleep. And as soon as I heard Brooke trying to tell that version of what happened, and she left out a part, y'all, I popped my eyes open and I was scrambling to get to my cell phone and scrambling to make sure that my headphones worked so I could click that damn link. So I ended up clicking Room Shaker link. It was like 12, it was 12:14 to be exact when I clicked Room Shaker link. And I corrected Brooke. Because I will say, Brooke didn't lie on me, y'all. Brooke just left the part out. I don't know if it was on purpose or if it was an accident. The main thing that I see about the finessers is that they love to omit certain things to make Ness appear to be a victim. What Brooke said on Room Shaker was primarily correct, but Brooke was trying to paint Ness as a victim because of her DV and that DV picture. Now, Brooke said, that I hit low. I went too low at Ness about the DV picture. I had to hurry up and click that link and remind Brooke that the day prior, and I mean the day prior to me doing anything with the DV pic, y'all, Ness had just been up on Jay Wilson's making a mockery out of lamps and stuff being thrown at me. Making a mockery about me being pushed around and things like that. For the life of me, I don't understand why the finesses and Brooke and them, they expect everybody else to elevate Ness's DV over any other DV that they may have experienced. Like, they really think that I should laugh about Ness talking about lamps being thrown. They feel like because the lamp didn't hit me, then it wasn't DV. Please. Whether a lamp hit me or not, it was thrown and it should not have been thrown. Point blank NV, period. And Ness make light of it all the time. So why in the heck are we supposed to not make light or joke about hers? Not only that, but I had to let Room Shaker know that DV picture would not have been out here, y'all, if it were not for Ness looking for sympathy and payola. The only reason why somebody would put such a picture out here on the internet for everybody to have screenshots of is because you're trying to look for sympathy and payola from the people. Because you bringing it out here in hopes of getting cash out, super chats, or whatever else the people might give you. This is the reason why she brought it out here in the first place. If we're going to be honest, if it was such a sensitive picture and all this kind of stuff, she would have never brought it out here. Never. I think it's interesting how the picture can be used when she need a money grab, but then if somebody else used it to clock her wrong, then they like, oh, don't use that picture. This iced coffee is good, y'all. I'm gonna have to start making my own more often. That mess is good. But yeah, so even in the members, like what I was telling y'all, she had posted a picture of her arm with a hospital band on it. I think that was on Monday. It was either Monday or no, it was on Tuesday. It was Tuesday. Posted her arm with the hospital band on it. I almost kind of remind you of how it looked. Remember when Mona had showed us her hospital band when Mona had her whole situation on here back in 2019, and we saw her hospital wristband and everything with her name on it, where she was trying to show us proof. Well, that's the same thing that happened up on the members, and I think that was also for sympathy and payola. Like, why, if you up in the hospital trying to get well from whatever that happened to you, why are you posting pictures of your wristband with your hospital and putting it up in your membership? unless you're trying to do a money grab. And again, if you in fact was up in the hospital the day before the 21st, which you was in the hospital on the 20th, the 21st was Google AdSense day, how in the hell would you think, how do you expect people to believe that you didn't realize that the 21st was that day when you just was up in the hospital? Anytime people go to the hospital, the main thing that people think about is the bill that's coming after that. That's just a fact, Jack. Hell, many times that's why people don't typically go to the hospital. Most people will go without going to the hospital as long as they can because they ain't trying to get that extra bill in the mail. Y'all know, even with your insurance, depending on what they have to do to you and the medication that they have to give you, all of that bill could run up to the thousands real quick. Then now you got $1,000 bill. That's the reason why people don't use ambulances too. Ambulance, a lot of times people will be sick as all get out, and they'll rather try to drive themselves to the hospital, even if they sick, than to call the ambulance, because that's an extra bill. The ambulance bill, if I'm not mistaken, well, it's been a while since I even known anybody that had to be in the ambulance. But I know one of my cousins, when she was pregnant, she had to go in the ambulance one time. I want to say that she said that ambulance bill started at around $1,500. What's good, Angela T. Wright? Okay, Tracy said $1K. Yeah, I know for my cousin, when she had to while she was pregnant, it was like $1,500 bill that she ended up having to have, and that was just the ambulance alone. That wasn't even the bill once she got to the hospital. So I'm saying all that to say, if you posting wristbands and stuff, how in the hell you gonna really expect the people on here to believe that you didn't know that the 21st was the 21st and you don't worry about that money? That's a lie. And you really need to stop the cap. That's a lie. Tracy said it's $1K to take the ambulance. I could just hear, it's $1K, babes. Babes, it's $1K. It's $1K. Girl. Oh, Tracy, I'm happy you up in here. Because when I was at Room Shakers, around midnight over there correcting Brooke, Room Shaker was asking me if you had got a strike or a flag. And I was like, I ain't hear nothing about Tracy getting no strike or no flag. I think Room Shaker was saying that over there in the Mo3 sector, I think she was saying that 88 had said that she had messed with your channel, Tracy. And I was like, well, I ain't heard Tracy say nothing about it. I said, I don't know. Because I guess Room Shaker was just trying to ask me to confirm, because I guess 88 she was asking me about it because she was talking about the strike or the flag about the content over there at Ness's, and then she was asking me about yours. Oh, so she did. Oh, you told it on Pizarro's. Okay, you told it on Pizarro's. Okay, I had not heard about it. Oh, you down for 2 weeks. Okay, dang, I didn't even know. When Room Shake was asking me, I didn't know. I said, I ain't heard about that. But I will say, once I had got paid down off Pizarro's, and then I had got the cash outs from my supporter not to go back up there, I kind of tuned out of Pizarro's and did something else. So maybe that's how come I missed that. That's probably how come I missed that. RJ said, wait, you and 88 into it. I guess it's just I guess it's some type of flag thing. It's some type of flag thing. And that's another thing, because now just on the 21st, how Ness was talking about this is just chump change. She don't need the money. Y'all, she was calling me all types of unemployed. I don't know why. What about it? What about her lying about my employment status makes her feel good? Because she loved to just sit there and lie, say I'm unemployed and this, that, and the third. And I was waiting on the check. But meanwhile, once she had got that flag, she done went and hid every video over there. Now, Ness, I thought you said that this was just chump change. You ain't need it. Why in the hell you hiding all the videos, Ness? Why you hiding all your videos if this is just chump change, Ness? Why you hiding all the videos? Because everybody else broke except for you. Well, if you ain't broke, then what's the point of hiding all your videos? Let them still be out here. Oh, okay. Right. Let me see. RJ said, mind you, Ness started the flag wars. She did. And even if we go past what Shakim started in February, even prior to that, Ness and this heat was doing the flag wars to everybody around here. And I don't understand how the blockheaded finesses forget about that. Ness and this heat came through and was messing with my channel. I still got the emails to prove that. Because all of my YouTube emails I keep. All of them I keep. I got the receipts to prove that. Remember when Ness had gave her channel to this heat so that this heat could flag on her behalf? Remember? This heat was acting as an authorized representative for Ness way back when, before Octavius even showed up, if we're gonna be honest, because remember it was this whole fiasco. What's good, Dre Day? It was this whole fiasco about the fact that Ness had given her username and password to this heat so that this heat could go and flag everybody, use Ness information. I know I got plenty of strikes and flags and stuff over here up on this particular channel back then. About 2-3 years ago, plenty of them from them. And guess what? I ain't even flag them back. I think on one occasion I got them back one time, but they played around with this channel for the longest time, trying to get my channel shut down. And back then I wasn't even monetized. This channel wasn't even monetized, but they were so hell bent to mess with this channel. Even then, they took it over there to Deanna's. Mess with Deanna channel until they ended up getting rid of Deanna channel. Y'all forgot. Y'all forgot. Only for Deanna to get her channel back this year, which is good. But then now Ness want us to believe that she ain't have nothing to do with Rick Reed channel. The reason why Rick Reed believed that Ness had something to do with the channel is based on the content that he got the flags on or the strikes on. And not only that, but because they worked so hard to get Deanna down, and Deanna and Rick is thick as thieves, and Ness was fighting with Deanna at that particular time, because remember that fight started up on King Romans? Yes, Angela T. White. Remember the fight between Ness and Deanna started up on King Romans, and then by that point, a few days went by, and then now Rick done lost his channel. But then people like, oh no, y'all need to stop this. She's innocent. Y'all false flag and all. Ain't nobody false nothing. It be like a whole bunch of selective memory over there with the finesses. It's unreal. It's unreal. Now, if 88 said that she deliberately got up on that panel and said the language that she said on purpose so that she could go and flag her. And if 88 did that purposely, then that is truly diabolical. When I sit back and I think about it, though, y'all, if 88 really thought that through, like, hey, she doing an open panel over here, so I'm going to be on this panel. Once 88 and Octavius got to arguing and 88 used that language over there on purpose so that she could then turn around and flag her, y'all, that is so meticulous. That's on another level of being meticulous. But not only that, what people fail to realize is that even though Ness has confirmed that she did not sleep with that dude, the captain, because it was rumors that allegedly that the captain and Ness might have had some type of rendezvous. Ness has denied it, but then at the Mo 3 sector, I done heard people saying that the captain said that it did happen. And y'all know the captain is 88's baby daddy, one of her baby daddies. So I'm thinking to myself, I think Ness was a fool to let 88 up there just with that alone. If it's rumors that you done slept with this girl baby daddy, why in the hell are you so trusting of her up on your channel? If it's rumors that you done actually slept with the father of one of her children, and it's rumors all up and through the internet and on YouTube that you did it, why would you be so trusting of her up on your channel to begin with? That's the part that I don't get. That's truly the part that I don't get. And that's why I feel like that was foolish. It was the most foolish thing that I've ever seen. Tosa said, don't hate the player, hate the game. Right, that's true. I think it's the most foolish thing I've ever seen, because in the back of 88 mind, I'm not sure what she believed. I don't know if she believed Ness when Ness said that didn't happen, or if she believed what her baby daddy said. You know, so either way, it's going to always be some type of animosity, in my opinion, just because of the severity of that right there when it comes to baby daddies and stuff. That right there alone would have not allowed me to be able to be so willing to trust her and put her up on my channel. Y'all, I don't know if I would have been able to do it. At any point, if it had been rumored that I had to mess with anybody's significant other, baby mama, whatever, and they thought that I did it to the point to where they questioned me about it, then I don't know that I'm just going to be that relaxed with them up on my channel. To be honest, I think I would probably have preferred to have had a conversation with them on their channel versus mine. And that's just to be on the safe side. You understand? That's to be on the safe side. But most people don't think like me, but that's just my thought. Please like my video if y'all haven't. That's just my thought. So either way, whatever happened, it wasn't false at all. It wasn't false at all. And the fact that Octavius was involved up in that whole ordeal over there up on the channel is just the icing on the cake. The fact that Octavius done infiltrated the finessers, trying to teach them all of these tricks so that they could come and attack everybody else's channel. Meanwhile, he would sit his milk dud head self up there and get into an argument like that with 88 and say all of that stuff that they was both saying towards each other, and then bring up her kids and everything else. Oh yeah, please like my video, y'all. I don't know why they only got 51 likes up in here. They be on some bull mess with my likes. But for him to be the one that infiltrate them, trying to give them all this information to mess with my channel and mess with other people's channels around here, and then he be involved in that type of fight, in which it could be an offense, I believe that Octavius set her up. If we're gonna be honest, Octavius set her ass up too. Ain't no way that they could say that, oh, it was just a setup by 88. Nah, because Octavius was a willing participant up in that argument. Octavius was a willing participant in that argument with that type of language when he claimed that he is the expert of YouTube with the damn handbook and everything else about what can be done, what can be said, what is against the rules, XYZ. But then he sat right there up on this platform and did the very thing that he knew was against the rules. Ain't that crazy? I wonder if they're going to check him or question him about that. I would like to know if it's going to be some questions about it, because I know I will have questions about it. And please like my video, y'all, if y'all haven't. I be so in the midst of talking about what I done seen and what I heard, y'all. Sometimes I forget to ask y'all to like the video. And typically, I start these lives so early, y'all, that my moderators really don't even be up yet. I think right now I only seen one moderator up in here, and that's Robin. Sometimes I see DC up in here this early. But I think with it being a Friday, I don't know if DC is up in here or not. Sometimes she just be up in the clouds too, getting ready, doing whatever she got to do. But yeah. The Lemonets stuff is interesting, y'all. And then this whole thing is interesting. But yeah, I just honestly think they should have just left me alone. That's it. They don't be satisfied when I'm minding my business, y'all. But then when I start fighting, they ain't satisfied with that either. Like how they say, damned if you do, damned if you don't. When I'm minding my business, they ain't satisfied. Just poking and poking and poking. If they ain't learned, they learning today. They are learning today. Well, thank you, Queen Tulsa. And see, that's the thing, because I ended up having to get Tulsa. And y'all, legitimately had to get Tulsa, because that was when Tulsa was over there with them, and Tulsa was playing around with my pictures over there too. Thank you, Ray Triggs. Good morning. Thank you so much for contributing to my goal. But y'all, thank you, Ray Triggs. I appreciate it. But that's one thing that I could say about Tulsa is that when I had to get Tulsa, y'all, Tulsa took that. Well, and Tulsa said that she took it like a. I think she said she took it like a man. She actually said that it came out of her mouth. She took it like a man. Because she knew she was wrong. So for the life of me, I don't get how these other people that I done had to get, they acting like I done did something to them or that they a victim. No. You was wrong. She said, I got my strike out the way though. LOL. It's a tornado now. Girl, it's a lot going on. In my Tracy voice. It's a lot going on, child. It's a lot going on. But yeah. Even I think it was on my Dunn Daughter channel. What Shakim gave me a fake one, and then Shakim gave me another one. But y'all, I didn't even know what that one was actually for. But I wasn't going to appeal it because it was a video that I had around the time of Vegas. So, and he did that about a month or two ago. It was a video that I had around the time of Vegas. So it could very well have had something to do with him. So that's why when he put that strike, I didn't come out here and cry and complain about it, because I'm like, well, it happened around Vegas. It could have very well have been some of his. So that's a fair strike. But when you know that the stuff that you did is against the guidelines and stuff, but then you still running around here trying to play victim like somebody did something to you, that's insane. Just Lovely said, "You hold on, let me." Just Lovely, go get your troll page and like my video again. Go get your troll page and like it again. I have to tell Just Lovely. And y'all, that was a joke. Just Lovely don't have no damn troll page. That was a joke. Because I could just hear her voice now. I can only like the damn video once, J.Dunn. J.Dunn, I can only like the damn video one time. But yeah. Well, either way, it looks like I have been here for a little over an hour, which is good. I do appreciate everybody for attending this morning, y'all. I'm trying to get into the habit of trying to be here on time at 6 o'clock, y'all. And again, right now, this week I did Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Next week, it might be the same type of schedule. I'm not sure. I might be able to slide in a Tuesday if it's something worth talking about, but it just really depends. I'm trying to find some type of balance in a schedule that I could deal with. A schedule that I could actually do and be consistent with. Because when you try to do too much, especially with this morning recaps and stuff, y'all, it can burn you out. You can get tired. Because you're trying to keep up with everything that's going on over the course of the night, only to wake up bright and early to tell everybody about what you saw. And then you still have to go about your work day per usual. Sometimes it could be a bit much. She hold on. She said, I'm not switching to my planner channel or Scarlet. Oh hell no, to like it 2 more times. I'm worth 2 more likes. Like my video, y'all. She said she ain't switching to her channels for me. She said I ain't worth it. Okay. Angela T. White said, I appreciate your morning show, J.Dunn. Thank you. And I appreciate your support, Angela T. White. I really do. I appreciate all of y'all that come through and support me over here. Because yeah, I know it be a lot of times people be trying to keep me down. They be trying to keep me down, y'all, but guess what? You want to try to keep me down? I'm gonna keep on coming through swinging. You heard me? I'm gonna keep coming through swinging because I ain't got time. Again, what they say, the saying goes, let sleeping dogs lie. Just let them lie and let them sleep. Don't bother the dog if the dog ain't bothering you. Don't bother the sleeping dog if the dog is not bothering you. Because when you wake that dog up and that dog get ready to bite somebody's leg, how they say that dog gonna hunt. You wake the dog up and that dog hunt. Then don't be running around crying and be like, oh, this is a false this and false that and all this and that. No, don't do it. Don't do it. So, one thing too, I tried to get on Jay Wilson link yesterday. Jay Wilson just be exaggerating and lying. He was live last night, y'all, and I clicked on his link twice to try to get up there. Y'all, why Jay Wilson lied and said that I kept trying to get on his link like 4 times? Why he can't just tell the truth? If it was only 2 times that I tried to get up there, why you want to round it up to 3 or 4? Just say 2 because it was only 2 times. Then he talking about his back chat. Talk about I had wrote something up in his back chat. That's a lie. The last time that I ever wrote up in Jay Wilson back chat, y'all, I deliberately screenshotted everything on purpose and put it on my community wall because I know he got a habit of lying and saying that I'm in his back chat writing something up in his back chat, and that don't ever be the case. Or he'll say that I'm writing something. Oh, he said 3 times. Tulsa, it was only 2. It was only 2 times, Tulsa. But why he couldn't just say 2? Why he couldn't just say 2? Why he had to add an extra one on there and say 3? That made him be a liar, Tulsa. Yeah, you was up there. You in Happy Life. I saw you up there. He don't know how to tell the truth to save his life. And then he talk about I had put stuff up in his back chat about Vivian Mama. I ain't never put none up in his back chat about Vivian Mama. That's why anytime I'm back there and I type up in this back chat, I screenshot what I put and put it on my community wall because I know that he gonna end up lying about what was said. But he's supposed to be a man of God. He's supposed to be a man of God. Jinx said, it's a shame that you haven't been given the chance to fully explain why you do what you do. You know, but it's okay, Jinx, because I talk about it over here. And one thing too, Tulsa, when you go over there and you see him again, because I know you're going to take your rump back on over there, I want you to ask him. And you can put your spin on it however you want to do, your Tulsa spin. Because I heard him say that he not letting me up until I apologize to Vivian. And until I apologize to Vivian Mama. But this is the question that I want you to pose to him when you go back over there, Tulsa. He got me blocked out the chat. Right? So even if I wanted to apologize to Vivian or her damn mama, I'm blocked out of his chat. Every page is blocked out of his chat and has been blocked out of his chat for years. So if I can't type up in the chat, how do you expect to get the apology? If I click the link and you push me back and you won't even let me up there, then how you expect to get the apology? I mean, what did he want me to do it telepathically? He want me to do it telepathically where I just like do it up in my mind and be like, let me channel this whatever to Jay Wilson or Vivian. Even though, to be honest, I don't feel like I owe Vivian anything. I don't owe her no apology. I don't owe him an apology. They shouldn't have been over there lying on me. Then I wouldn't have had to say what I said. But either way, I just need you to ask him how he expect to get said apology if I'm blocked and then he don't let me up there whenever I click the link. Make it make sense. Because it don't make no damn sense to me. But yeah, y'all. Well, either way, that's really all I got to say, y'all. I'm actually done with my morning show, y'all. And I was able to talk to y'all a little bit longer so that I could go ahead and set up this redirect. I'm going to be sending y'all over to YouTube cameras, y'all. Of course, I'll meet y'all over there. And I have to tell y'all, yes, I do my commentary over here. But most of the time, y'all see me hit YouTube cameras link most of the time y'all do see me hit YouTube cameras link in the morning. Not even because I want to. Well, let me see. It's because it pissed the people off over there when I hit the link over there. I wish that the people would understand that once you stop being pissed off about my presence over there, then I won't get up there. But as long as I know that you're gonna get mad at me being up there, then I'm probably gonna get up there just to make you mad this morning. If you stop being mad and stop venting your frustrations about me being up there, then I won't go up there. But I mean, as long as you keep saying that you're mad about it, then that's why I'm gonna go up there. Once you drop the link, I'm gonna get up there. Especially if I got time up in my day, I'm gonna get up there just because I know you're gonna be mad. And then if I have to get my other device so that I could use my wrench and swing it at your rump because you said something out of line and out of pocket, then I might have to use my second device and swing my wrench. And that's just how it goes over here. So I'm glad that y'all understand. But either way, I got this redirect queued up. So I'm about to play my outro. Y'all, thank y'all so much for the support. I do want to thank my two people that, thank you, Ray Triggs. They just don't understand that whatever they want me to do, I'm going to do the opposite. That's just me. I'm going to do the opposite. Thank you to Dr. Soapy once again for my goals in the QB voice. Thank you to Ray Triggs for my goals in the QB voice. But yeah, I'm going to always do the opposite. If you tell me to go left, I'm probably going to go right. If you tell me to drive on the left-hand side, I'm going to drive on the right-hand side. If you tell me to put my hair up in a ponytail, I'm going to wear my hair down. If you tell me whatever, I'm going to do the opposite. Especially over there, I'm going to do the opposite. And I just wish they'll learn one day. One day they're going to learn, though. One day they will. But either way, y'all, let me go ahead and get this outro music so that I can get y'all over to YouTube cameras. Dang, I keep pressing the button too fast. Okay, there we go. And again, special shout out to Ray Triggs for this outro. Love it. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great Friday. Y'all see y'all this weekend. Or better yet, I'll probably see y'all in about 15, 20 minutes over there at YouTube cameras.